So the other day, I accidentally hit my story instead of chat. So I was trying to send a clip I made to my daughter privately. But, Messenger puts that add to my story right next to it, and I touched it accidentally, and I'm like, well, that sucker went up. It's my cousin from my former life, my adoption family. My cousin, he's like, yo, Karen, we should catch up. And it came in a private message, and I'm like, because I'm traumatized by anything from my past, and I'm like, you know what, dude, I know you understand this because you're a fucking psychiatrist or a psychologist or whatever. You got a PhD in mental health. Anyway, I know you'd understand. Look, man, this trauma, I can't even open this door. He's like, yeah, I understand totally. But I found out some secrets about our family. Nothing major. And I'm just like, oh, I don't want to talk to you because I don't want to think about the past. But I didn't feel afraid of him. You know why? Because he was very kind. He was always very kind towards me. He was the oldest of 5 grandchildren, me being one of them. So it was me and my brother who were adopted, and then my 3 cousins, him and my 2 girl cousins that were siblings. They were all real family, biological. Me and my brother were not. We were just this adopted whatevers. But there was no difference to them because as children, he was told that was your cousin. I was his cousin. I mean, it just didn't, the blood relation, I don't even know when he found out I was adopted. I don't know when he found out. I don't know. I always knew. It wasn't like something they tried to keep secret from me, thank God, but it was very disturbing to find out that they owned me by law and there was nothing I could do about it. That was when things weren't going well for me. That was highly disturbing because I was actually a prisoner. I mean, I'm serious. Like, what else could I be other than a prisoner? Because the law said you belong to these people, lock, stock, and barrel, and there is not a goddamn thing you can do to get out of it, Karen. And they are not my family. That is terrifying for a child being abused in an adoptive family. So he's like, and I'm like, you got secrets, huh? I got them too. And I don't even want to tell you what my big one is. But then I started just driveling up. I couldn't even, I said I wasn't going to talk to you, dude, but here I am telling you that this is completely fucked. He's like, what? I said, my biological parents lived a half a mile from our grandparents. He's like, what? I think I dropped too much on him because he hadn't said anything. I'm like, I need a picture of your daughter, your beautiful daughter, who I knew when they were little. My kids played with her a couple of times. I mean, I'd seen them a couple of times. That was it. And then I was like out of the family. It was over 20 years ago. And I wonder if he's looking at my channel because I sent him something, and I wonder if he's sitting there thinking, I probably ought to not open this can of worms again. Maybe she won't say anything else to me, and I can get out of this connection that I just made with Karen. And I'm thinking, bro, cuz, it's all right. We're okay. I do love you. I love you and your sisters, even though I reached out to the youngest sister multiple times after she married that millionaire and she wouldn't answer me. I mean, talk about the feeling of absolute rejection from what was supposed to be equal to my blood relatives because I was adopted into this family. And I'm not saying that they definitely had lives that I didn't understand, and why should I expect certain things from them when I don't understand what their psyches and psychological abuses were growing up, and they owe me nothing, honestly. I don't feel that they owe, but it was hurtful because I was the youngest. I felt like I could have, can somebody just reach out to me a little? I know, you're in your 50s now, Karen, we're in our 60s. I know, but it was just kind of like at the time, it was like, that's your younger cousin who was adopted, who's been pushed out of the family. And I never did nothing to you and we had a good time as kids. Why can't you just send me a smiley face once in a while? A cyber hug or something. They didn't. It felt like I'd been thrown away permanently. And I felt like I need to reach out to them, and I did a few times, and then I just got nothing. And I'm not saying that they owe me. They don't. They had no way of knowing how fucked up it was for me. But later on, this guy did. My guy, Cuz, love you. I'm sorry if I overwhelmed you. But it's all good. I mean, I'm still with Lenny. Been with Lenny for multiple years now. It's been a long time. Been great for him to hold me together. And Have a great day. That's all I got to say is to my former adopted family. I escaped. And y'all were like, she ran away because she's such a sinner. And was that what it was? Or did my body literally stand itself up and run away despite what my mind and heart were telling me to go grovel underneath of these people until I died? My body said, fuck that. No. Find a way to survive. They're not even your people. It's nuts. Adoption is not a beautiful thing. No, it isn't. It's a necessary, unfortunate thing that has to happen when children cannot remain with their birth parents because they either died, they're nuts, or whatever happened. It's a beautiful thing. It's a tragic thing that can, we can shore up the edges with and try to help these people like me who were put up for adoption or whatever to feel normal-ish and grow up. It's not a beautiful thing, okay? Okay? It's not. It's a necessary thing it's tragic. And we're glad that people step up and are decent and do the best they can and raise these children like me in a non-abusive manner. I'm glad that it happens out there. There's fantastic adoptive parents out there. I've seen the stories. I didn't have that experience. I mean, I had a house, a roof, I had food, adequate food and clothing, but psychologically, mentally and emotionally, absolutely no support whatsoever. And in fact, abusive mentally in the way that it was my job to make my mom feel like she was a legit mom. And if I couldn't do that, the fuck out of her way. Just wait until you had children. I did. Found out you were fucking wrong, Mom. Sorry. Just wait. You'll find out how evil they are and they just don't care about you. Little sinners. Original sin. You just want to buck us. No, I didn't. I wanted to be you. I craved all the skills that you had that you wouldn't teach me. Because children are just there to just destroy, and we just got to show them. You don't have to teach a child how to be bad. You have to teach them how to be good. She told me this shit. I'm thinking, are you fucking serious? Thanks for your support when I was trying to be a gymnast. Thanks for your support when I was trying to be a veterinarian. Thanks for all your support. None. I got none. I got mocked, shamed, and belittled. I became a hairdresser and mocked for that. Found my biological family, and guess what they all were? Hairdressers. Oh my God, it was written in the code, Karen, was it? No, my adopted parents were supposed to be able to biohack me and turn me into a doctor or a lawyer. How come their son wasn't a doctor? His backstory was his birth parents were medical school students that were so fucking selfish they sold their baby instead of her dropping out of school and raising their brilliant doctor-to-be son, who's now dead because he worshipped the frickin' doctors and ran to the hospital and let them kill him during the COVID era. Oh, brilliant. He was brilliant, right? He was a pimp of children, including me. God snuffed him out. You should be glad, Karen. Did he? No. He snuffed himself out with his arrogance.